How you doing? It's Sandesh here, and welcome to episode 7 of Trying to Make Sense of the World podcast. My podcast, Trying to Make Sense of the World, episode 7. Thanks for watching. Apologies about these not coming out on the regular. It's just that I had some personal matters I had to sort out. So apologies on that end, but here we go. I'm going to start off with wrestling news, pretty much WWE news. Okay, the report is WWE WrestleMania heading back to Las Vegas after cancelling New Orleans deal. I'm going to get into it now. Okay, this afternoon, this is obviously yesterday. So this afternoon, a statement from the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation revealed a surprising turn of events regarding the host city for WWE WrestleMania 42, namely New Orleans, Louisiana. No longer has the distinction of holding the grand event in 2026. Instead, that honor will now belong to another city, with New Orleans slated to host the 2026 Money in the Bank event and another future WrestleMania. According to NOLA, I don't know what that is. The replacement destination for WrestleMania 42 will be none other than Las Vegas, which wrapped up the festivities for WrestleMania 41 just 1 month ago. This update reportedly came from an industry official who indicated that WWE's eagerness to follow up in the city after it produced record breaking numbers for the two night WrestleMania 41 premium live event on April 19th and the 20th. Journalist Andrew Baydata previously noted that WWE was considering bringing the show of shows back to Las Vegas in the next 3 to 5 years. That timeline now appears to have been bumped up much earlier. A triple threat match involving Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk headlined night one of WrestleMania 41. The following night, John Cena claimed his record breaking 17th world title um, win by defeating the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes in the main event. Financially, WWE shattered several records of their own in areas such as viewership, merchandise, sponsorship, and social media. Additionally, WrestleMania 41 resulted in the largest gate in WWE history with 124,693 fans in attendance. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson initially announced New Orleans, specifically the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, as the host for WrestleMania 42 back in February. This would have marked the third time in just 12 years that the Big Easy claimed this distinction. Following the report, Fightful Select noted that someone formerly connected to WWE had also implied Las Vegas as the new destination for WrestleMania 42. In addition, the outlet shared some of the internal reactions they gathered in the aftermath of the news. Within WWE, a number of staff and talent were reportedly shocked by this development. At the same time, talent are said to be unfazed by it, especially considering WWE typically handles their travel arrangements for the days surrounding WrestleMania events. The outlet added that for several talents, WrestleMania wasn't even on their personal radar yet, as it is still so far out. Originally, WWE penciled in Saturday, April the 11th and Sunday, April the 12th, 2026 for WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans. With WWE reportedly circling Vegas now, it is unknown if the dates for the two-day premium live event will change as well. Fightful claims that the current WWE regime has generally been open to changes in relation to shows if the revenue produced comes with a significant boost. Outside of WWE, a number of independent and major wrestling promotions typically hold their own events in and around the respective host of WrestleMania. With next year's location moving, frustration has already reported mounting as planned events may now have to be moved as well. WrestleCon, an industry tradition of WrestleMania week, is said to have already signed a contract with a New Orleans venue, for their scheduled April 2026 showing. Their possible direction following WrestleMania shift in course was not mentioned. Okay, now the thing is, I, I see this as a problem for wrestling fans, especially a financial problem. Because the thing is, we need to remember the interview that Mark Shapiro, who's one of the people in charge of one of the big wigs of TKO, and basically he was glad about the fact that how expensive the tickets were at WrestleMania, and he's also glad about the fact that about the ticket prices increasing, and he's just so happy about it. And the thing is, they're gonna expect wrestling fans. And also, I want to remember there was a podcast, Wrestling Soup was talking about it, that when you break down the numbers on how much money they made, basically, um, I think there were less people at WrestleMania this year because of how expensive it was to be at Vegas, and that makes complete sense. And the fact that they're going to increase the prices, I don't expect I don't think too many people are going to be attending WrestleMania next year, especially in Vegas, because of the increase in ticket prices, and obviously Ticketmaster being arseholes, and also the fact that look, it's Vegas. Look at all. Look at everything that you're gonna have to deal with. And the thing is, how much longer are WWE gonna be able to keep on doing this? I don't think they're gonna be able to keep on doing this forever, and it's gonna end up biting them in the ass eventually. Personally, so the thing is, I honestly think it was a bad move by putting having it back to back in Las Vegas, honestly, because the thing is, people are going to be people's wallets are going to be hurting next year because of the increased ticket prices. And as far as the original dates of when WrestleMania was going to happen, WrestleMania 42, that's going to be changed. You know for a fact it's going to be changed. Anyway, I'm gonna get into the next piece of news, and now it's not so much the news. It's pretty much about Saturday night's main event, and it's about and I'm gonna be going through match predictions. Honestly, now, honestly, my match that I'm looking forward to the most, well, two of them, is going to be CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, and the R-Truth and John Cena match, because I never expected the R-Truth match to be a title match. But I'm going to get into the match predictions anyway. So it's this Saturday, and anyway, here we go. The steel cage match of the Damian Priest will face what's his name, and Drew McIntyre. This will be a good match, but I'm just wondering, how much longer is this? How much longer is this feud going to be able to go on for? Because there's going to have to be a cutoff point in this feud. Um, and the thing is, I honestly think this match has to be the one. Just my opinion. I think this match has to be the one where the feud ends, because they're gonna have to move on, and Drew McIntyre is gonna have. If they're serious about Drew McIntyre, then Drew McIntyre, they have to start building him up into the world title picture. They're just gonna have to, and I honestly think, my opinion, I honestly think he should be the one to win the Money in the Bank, honestly. But strictly talking about the steel cage match, I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre on this. I honestly think Drew McIntyre needs a lot more big wins, because he needs to be built up again. Because the thing is, he never had his true WrestleMania moment. At least Damian Priest had it. At least he had his WrestleMania moment. Drew McIntyre, when you really think about it, has not really gotten that, and he deserves it a lot with all the great work he's done. He really deserves that. So my pick is going to be Drew McIntyre, because they need to start building him up if they're serious about the fact that if they're wanting to be world title picture. Sorry about the scratching. Sorry about that. If they're serious about him being a world title, if they're serious about about him being a world a champion, then the thing is, then they have to start now. Um, anyway, John Cena versus R Truth. I love the promo that R-Truth did, because the thing is, he pretty much turned a fanaticism heel promo into a babyface promo. And when the thing is, John Cena is still his childhood hero, and the thing is, he's like, but the thing is, he's like, the fact that John Cena said he's gonna ruin wrestling, I'm putting my foot down on that, and I'm not gonna let that happen. And this is not the true John. This is not the real John Cena. And if I have to beat the real John Cena out of him, I will have to do that. And the thing is, what was so good about that promo was, it was like that promo was so much better than what we see a lot on WWE currently. And it took a comedy character like R-Truth, it took someone like R-Truth just to do something like that, and to build and to make that match like more watchable now than before. Now, personally, I do like this heel turn on John Cena, but the thing is, I honestly feel like and the Rock forced it, and then the Rock was like, "Fuck it, I don't want to be at WrestleMania." It honestly comes off that way, and I honestly think he should not have nothing to do with WWE anymore. I know why he's being involved in WWE now, because as far as his movie career, he's starting to not be as popular as he once was. And the thing is, I can honestly see why. I'll tell you something now. People say he's a movie star. I'll tell you this now. He ain't no fucking Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is a fucking movie star. I'll tell you this now. Tom Cruise is older than him, and he does his own fucking stunts. Rock doesn't. Let's just put it like that. And as far as doing acting, Rock should have started acting a long time ago, honestly. And the thing is, it's like, how much longer is he gonna carry on doing like acting? You know what I mean? And anyway, back to the match. The thing is, R-Truth is not going to win this. John Cena is going to retain the title. We all know that, because John Cena is going to end. He's going to end up losing it in December, because that's when his last day is, right? But I hope I hope this goes on to either. I hope this carries on onto Money in the Bank, or potentially SummerSlam, maybe maybe SummerSlam. But the thing is, I can honestly see this feud going a lot further. And the thing is, it'll be good to see R-Truth being a lot more serious, because the thing is, if watch his teenage stuff, man, it's like R-Truth can be really serious, and he's really good at it as well. Anyway, next match, Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn and CM Punk. Um, this is going to be a good match, but the thing is, personally, the odd one out in this is just Seth Rollins. It's just like, what the fuck? And it makes far less sense of the fact that Paul Heyman is aligned with him, because the thing is, Seth Rollins can talk on his own. So if Paul Heyman's the mouthpiece, and if Braun Breaker could talk for himself anyway, then what the hell is Paul Heyman doing with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker anyway? It sort of makes no sense as it goes along. And the thing is, I honestly personally think that they need to cut bait at SummerSlam, honestly, as far as like Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman being aligned with Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins, this feels like it comes across as a last ditch effort to make Seth Rollins relevant. And excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, it really feels like a last ditch effort to make Seth Rollins viable and interesting by aligning himself with a promising act like Braun Breaker, and someone as legendary as Paul Heyman. But the thing is, Seth Rollins, the second he opens his mouth, is like, you just have this thought in the back of your mind, like, why doesn't he just shut the fuck up? Seriously. Anyway, I honestly think, I don't want this to happen. I think Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins are going to end up winning this match. I hope Sami Zayn and CM Punk wins, honestly. And I honestly think CM Punk and Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, I think that match is going to be saved for SummerSlam. I think they're going to save that for then. But I think it's going to be Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, personally. Um, I think there's going to be interference. I think someone is going to interfere, and that's how they're going to win. I think there's going to be a third member. Honestly, it just depends on who it's going to be. Anyway, next match, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul. Honestly, to be honest, I honestly don't give a shit about this match because I don't like Logan Paul, and the thing is, Jey Uso is like, he honestly comes across to me personally as milk toast. I understand he sells merchandising and he does the Make a Wish, but the thing is his act is going to get boring very quickly, honestly, because wrestling fans are fickle. We all know this. And to me, the only interesting aspect in all of this is Gunther. Gunther is the only interesting thing in all of this. I see Gunther getting involved after the matches happened. Now it's obvious Jey Uso is going to end up retaining. I see Jey Uso losing the title at SummerSlam. I honestly think so. Yeah, I couldn't give two shits about this match. I'm not looking forward to this match at all. Anyway, next match. Oh, that's it. I thought there was more matches than that. Well, then again, it's only an hour and a, it's only about an hour and 30 minutes, or maybe 2 hours. So okay, four matches. Okay, but yeah, those are my predictions for Saturday night's main event this Saturday. Um, anyway, let me know in the comments on who you think is gonna win at Saturday night's main event. Anyway, I'm gonna get into some movie news now. Now, apparently, the actor who played Muse in Daredevil Born Again is going to be joining the next Evil Dead movie, Evil Dead Burns, I think it is. Anyway, it says here, I'm reading from, I think, what's it called? CBR.com. All right. More actors have been announced for the next Evil Dead movie. Among those set to face off against the Deadites is Hunter Doohan, who, oh, he was the actor who was Muse. Personally, the thing is, I honestly think Muse was like underutilized. I honestly think we should have seen more of Muse, and more Muse should have had he should have been used more in the TV show. I honestly feel. Excuse me. I'm just gonna have a drink. Sorry about this. Okay. But here we go. Deadline was the first to report that Doohan had joined the cast of the new Evil Dead movie, along with Lucene, I think that's what it is, Buchanan from The Night Agent, and Tandy Wright from Pearl. Doohan's casting comes amid rumours that Muse will return for Daredevil Born in Season 2. Despite the scene stealing a serial killer's death in the first season, there's no way Muse is going to return for Season 2 because he was killed. There's no way he can come back in it. It's not yet clear if Doohan will be back in the role, as it's possible that a different character could take over the serial killer's mantle in the new season. Well, that can work, like a copycat of Muse. That could work. That would be the only way that you bring back Muse, and that would actually make potential sense. Character details remain under wraps at this time for all confirmed actors. The three actors joined the previously announced Sule Yakub from Dune Part 2, excuse me, in the new Evil Dead movie, which will be directed by Infested Helmer, by the guy who directed Infested. I'm not going to try to say his name because I'm going to butcher it. So yeah, it's for Evil Dead Burns, okay? While an official title hasn't been confirmed, the director hinted back in December that the next installment would be called Evil Dead Burns. Evil Dead Burn, sharing a photo of the title on the page of the movie script that he co-wrote with Flora Bernard. The film maker also teased what fans of the horror franchise can expect from his Evil Dead movie, promising that he will give justice to both Raimi's original movie and the 2013 reboot. And also, I would also include Evil Dead Rise in that as well, because Evil Dead Rise was incredible. Um, he also shared that Raimi and his team have given him some artistic freedom on the project, revealing that they specifically want to see his take on Evil Dead. Despite being a well known and well loved franchise, Evil Dead had never been a major player at the box office until Lee Cronin's standalone installment. Evil Dead Rise was released 2 years ago, returning the Evil Dead franchise to the big screen for the first time in a decade. Rise grossed 140 million worldwide and was also hit with critics with review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes noting an 84% approval rating. Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema have since gone all in with the Evil Dead franchise. Burn was announced in February 2024 and will be co-financed by New Line, which will distribute the film domestically through Warner Bros. Pictures and Sony Pictures, which is handling international distribution. While a potential follow-up to Rise has been teased, the only other confirmed Evil Dead movie in development at this time is an untitled installment announced in April 2024. Francis Gulapi, I think that's what his name is, who made his directorial debut last year with the crime thriller The Last Stop in Yuma County, is attached to write and direct. So the thing is, there you go. You haven't just got one Evil Dead movie to look forward to. You got two. So the thing is, I seriously cannot wait for Evil Dead Burn. Let me know if you're a horror movie fan or if you're an Evil Dead fan, and if you're looking forward to Evil Dead Burns. Anyway, the next piece of movie news. I love this. I love this. This actually makes me laugh so much. Okay, Marvel Studios. This is coming from Screen Rant. Marvel Studios has delayed Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. The Marvel Cinematic Universe multiverse saga has yet to see the release of an Avengers movie, even though Thunderbolts technically was one in disguise. The MCU's upcoming Avengers movies will bring in Fox's original X-Men to the franchise, see the Fantastic Four team up with the Avengers, and introduce Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. However, fans will have to wait longer for what we are expected to be two of the MCU's best movies to arrive, as both projects have now suffered delays. As far as MCU's best movies, no way. One of the MCU's best movies, honestly, was Captain America: Winter Soldier, hands down. I will die in that mountain by myself. But Marvel has delayed Avengers Doomsday from May the 1st next year to December the 18th next year, and Avengers Secret Wars from May the 7th, 2017. 2027 to December 17th, 2027. The delay comes as the first of those two movies recently entered production. Marvel created a huge event to announce the cast of Doomsday online, with filming now underway, and an Avengers Doomsday set photo showing the aftermath of an X-Men fight with Sentinels. The Avengers movie delays were not the only changes to the MCU schedule. Disney has removed the February 2026 date for an untitled Marvel movie. The studio also made changes to the dates of November 6, 2026 and November 5th, 2027, which once belonged to Marvel films but are now slotted for untitled Disney movies. Marvel Studios still have 3 dates for untitled movies in 2028, February the 18th, May the 5th, and November the 10th. The multiverse saga has been a rocky one for the MCU with the creation of Disney+. Marvel Studios quickly started to release an elevated number of projects in a short span of time, adding movies, TV shows, special presentations, and more to the MCU. That led to quite a few projects underperforming at the box office or not landing well with critics and or fans. Well, the thing is, I'll tell you this now. The only reason the Multiverse Saga did not do as well, because the thing is they overpushed their hand. The thing is they overplayed their hand. Excuse me. And the thing is, half the stuff was not good, and the thing is, half the people no one even heard of, and you were like, "What the hell's this?" So, and like for example, the Eternals, and it was a classic case of why the hell was the Eternals not involved in the Avengers films, and apparently they were not allowed to get involved. What a stupid fucking reason. Anyway, um, so but the thing is, the Avengers films now, they honestly come across as as a desperate attempt to recapture nostalgia. Honestly, because the thing is, when you look at when you look at the first Avengers film, that came out in 2012, and it's now 2025 now. That's 13 years ago. That's 13 years later, and the thing is, kids then are obviously going to be adults now, and they're most likely, and they're pretty much outgrown of the superhero stuff, and I can't say I blame them, honestly. But anyway, let me know in the comments if you're gonna watch the Avengers films, or if you even care. If you care, I mean, if you don't care, I don't really blame you. Sorry about the scratches. Okay. I'm gonna get into some game news now. Now the thing is, I'm reading from and these two are gonna be from Tech for Gamers. The one I'm about to read and the next one. Okay. Apparently, Silent Hill 2 remake is gonna end up getting DLC, which is surprising. I never thought I would have heard that. I never thought that would have ever happened. Okay. The revival of the Silent Hill franchise is off to a strong start with the remake of the second game, which alone bumped developer studio Blooper Team's profits by 680%. It also went on to become the fastest selling entry in the franchise. However, Blooper Team may not be done entirely with Silent Hill 2. The title's Steam page were recently updated, implying that the Born from a Wish DLC announcement is coming soon. Silent Hill 2 was one of the biggest successes of last year. A DLC will persuade fans to revisit a modern day iteration of one of the greatest games within the horror genre. Born from a Wish was a prequel to Silent Hill 2's story. The expansion was featured in the re-release of the original title, despite being a short story, wasn't featured in the main game. As such, fans expect it to be released in a DLC form sooner or later. The expansion featured Maria as the lead shortly before she met James. However, this extra chapter only lasted around 1 to 2 hours, just like the main game. Blooper Team will likely expand the content for the DLC. Silent Hill 2 is also a timely exclusive for the PlayStation that will last around a year. An Xbox Series S and X and S version of the game is expected around October later this year, which would also be the perfect time for the DLC release. Thanks to Silent Hill 2's success, Blooper Team finally found its forte in the horror genre and has landed another partnership with Konami for an unannounced game. It will likely be another Silent Hill game. Now the thing is, this is just another fantastic news for Silent Hill 2, and to want to play it again. But second of all, I'm gonna say this because it's most likely going to be another Silent Hill game. I really hope it's gonna be Silent Hill 1, because Silent Hill 1 deserves a ground up remake. I don't know why it has not happened yet. Silent Hill 1 deserves it. And Silent Hill 1 should be the one to get it before Silent Hill 3. If you're gonna do Silent Hill 3, fine, but do Silent Hill 1 first. But it depends. Is the DLC gonna come out this year? Because the DLC might not come out this year. It might end up coming next year. But the thing is, I guess we'll have to see, because there has not been an official announcement yet. So if there is going to be an official announcement, the perfect time would be either the Summer Games Fest, or if it's not got Summer Games Fest, it's most likely going to be the Game Awards. Anyway, the next gaming news. Okay, this is just fucking stupid, I'm telling you. right? Neil Druckmann apparently doesn't care about the about intergalactic hate, despite the Last of Us Part Two controversy, and yeah, it does say here someone didn't learn from the Last of Us Part Two hate, and yeah, that is fucking true. And anyway, Intergalactic was previously revealed, and it instantly received a lot of backlash for featuring a woman lead who didn't look appealing to the fandom. A massive fandom showered the trailer with dislikes and took their concerns to social media. Due to the backlash, the game's lead said some controversial things online, which just added fuel to the fire. The game is still receiving hate from the fandom, but Neil Druckmann doesn't seem to care. Neil Druckmann is no stranger to hate, as, as after releasing um, as after releasing The Last of Us Part 2, he was targeted for a long time, so he should know better than ignoring fandom's demand isn't the right answer, ever. In a recent interview with Last Stand Media, Neil Druckmann was asked about the controversy surrounding his upcoming game, Intergalactic. Initially, he said that there wasn't much he could add to the conversation, but later, his comment implied that he didn't care about the controversy at all. Um, this is what he said. There's stuff happening with media right now that you just have to ignore for the most part. Just stick to your guns and do what you believe in. And I feel like that's how I want artists to carry themselves. If a game receives pointless hate, the best method of dealing with it is to ignore it. However, this doesn't seem to be the case with Intergalactic, as the controversy is constantly increasing. We have already seen how massive the Assassin's Creed controversy was, mainly because of its main character and other DEI elements. If Neil Druckmann follows suit, the reception may not be as Druckmann is expecting. That said, Naughty Dog is a master in its niche, so we can't really judge the game based solely on its main character. We will have to wait and see what Naughty Dog cooks. Look, the thing is, this is what's going to end up happening, and this is my personal opinion. Intergalactic is going to end up underperforming for the very reason that the thing is, Neil Druckmann, and I don't know what the lead actress said, but if she's adding fuel to the fire, and so is Neil Druckmann, and the thing is, you're gonna end up seeing gamers voting with their wallet and not buying this, and then it ends up underperforming, and the fact that Sony's gonna end up having to step in and be like, no, you're not gonna get free reign anymore, because the thing is, if he says he doesn't, if he says he doesn't care about the hate, that's not gonna. It's certainly not gonna make him. It's not gonna make him look good. It's not gonna make the studio look good, and it's certainly not gonna make Sony not look good either. So the thing is, I mean, he's just a fucking idiot, and honestly, there are a bunch of idiots at Sony right now. It's like they need to start listening to and need to start listening to what their fandom wants, and instead of just fucking like, because the thing is, they're getting hate, but at the same time they're also doing the same thing themselves. So the thing is, they need to listen to the concerns. If they really cared, they would. But the thing is, they're doing it out of arrogance and ignorance as well. And I can honestly see Intergalactic failing, and this game is going to be this game looks already seriously expensive. Um, anyway, let me know in the comments if you think this game's going to fail, like I think it's going to. Anyway, the last two pieces of news. Okay, um, another story, about an illegal alien, illegal immigrant, um, and basically causing crimes. Um, anyway, pregnant woman stabbed to death by illegal alien suspect in South Carolina. I'm reading this from Infowars. Okay, an illegal alien has been arrested for stabbing a woman and her unborn child to death in South Carolina. Oh, it was a murder? Okay. In South Carolina, authorities say. On the night of May the 16th, police responded to reports of a stabbing at a residence in Rock Hill, a city in York County near Charlotte, North Carolina. They found Leonor Alpizar, a 37-year-old pregnant woman suffering from stab wounds, Queen City News reports. She was rushed to a local hospital where she succumbed to her injuries. The suspect, identified as 41-year-old Pedro Mondragon Ramirez, fled the scene in the victim's car. Investigators believe the victim and suspect were in a relationship and had been fighting prior to the deadly attack. Ramirez was apprehended on Saturday morning by officers with the Charlotte Police Department. I think it says Mecklenburg Police Department. I think that's what it says. On Tuesday, Ramirez was extradited to Rock Hill to face charges that include murder, death, or injury of a child in utero due to the commission of a violent crime and possession of a knife during a crime of violence. Immigration and Customs Enforcers has lodged a detainer against Ramirez, and Representative Nancy Mace has confirmed he is in the U.S. illegally. An illegal immigrant murdered a pregnant woman in South Carolina. This is what open borders get us. Death and chaos, wrote on social media on Wednesday. Get these criminals off our streets and out of our country. I 100% fucking agree. An investigation is ongoing. That's such a shame. That is really such because it's bad enough that that a woman was killed, but also an unborn child as well. And this sick fucking bastard had to fucking do that. And the thing is, yeah, and yet you got people out there that want an open border. Well, this is the result of what happens when you get an open border. And the thing is, if this happens to you, you wouldn't be saying any of this bullshit. I promise you wouldn't be. Anyway, the final piece of news. Apparently, this is from the expose. Former Japanese Minister of Internal Affairs proves he had developed cancer from the COVID vaccines. On Monday, Kazuhiro Haraguchi, former Japanese Minister of Internal Affairs and Communications, said that he had developed cancer from the COVID vaccines he received, and he has the evidence to prove it. We must put an end to the tragedies caused by the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as possible, he said. He gained international attention a year ago when he gave a rousing speech at a protest against the World Health Organization held in Tokyo, Japan. During his speech, he recounted his own battle with cancer shortly after receiving the injections. 2 out of the 3 supposed vaccines I received were lethal batches, he stated. He then apologized for the Japanese government's COVID vaccine campaign and expressed his grief for those who succumbed to COVID-19 vaccine-related deaths. I apologize to all of you. So many have died and they shouldn't have, he said. When I travel around to different areas, I see those who can't stand, can't walk, can't go to school, or can't go to work. We could have prevented these injuries from happening, but we did not, he added. The thing is you can blame Bill Gates for that, and obviously the World Health Organization for that, for what ended up happening to people. On Monday he tweeted, "This is an analysis on my cancer cells. It was determined that the malignant lymphoma had to the tonsils." I'm not going to be able to read that. Sorry about that. RC17 tweeted an image of Haraguchi's tweet, to which someone responded with a video clip taken from a sitting of the Japanese Financial Monetary Affairs Committee. According to the clip, it dates from 18th of February 2025. This paper will be published, he said. It's a paper on my cancer cells taken 2 years ago. The analysis determined that it had not been affected with COVID, but spike S proteins were diffusely distributed in my cancer cells. The experimental result shows it is highly likely caused by S proteins, he said. You can watch Haraguchi's full contribution to the Financial Monetary Affairs Committee on his YouTube channel. The video was in Japanese, but there is an option on YouTube to show the subtitles roughly translated into a variety of languages, including English. He begins to speak about COVID vaccines at timestamp 26 minutes and 54 seconds. Last month, on 9th of April, Haraguchi uploaded a video onto his YouTube channel of another sitting of the Financial Monetary Affairs Committee. At the end, with his remaining time, Haraguchi spoke about the vaccine. As with the video mentioned, there is an option on YouTube to show it in subtitles. So the thing is, yeah, this guy who was a Japanese minister, he developed cancer because of the COVID vaccines. And the thing is, I also did a previous video where the thing is, it was obvious that the old people were gonna end up getting the really bad effects of the COVID vaccines. But apparently, it was not just old people; it was also younger people, like children and teenagers as well. They were affected. They were affected as well, um, as well as mentally as well. And the thing is, in my video, I left I left a link in the video description, and the thing is, it showed that the thing is, I think their brainwaves in teenagers was so messed up. It was like I mean, it the COVID vaccines and the lockdown has left a lingering and long term damaging effects to people all around the world. It honestly has. Anyway, thanks. And that's about it for this episode. Episode 7 of um, trying to make sense of the world. And thanks for watching. And please like, comment, subscribe. I'm on Rumble, X, and I'm on Patreon and Coffee as well. And if you could like, comment, subscribe as well, if you don't mind, please. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.